Hello! Welcome! Hey! Where's Tanya?
Tanya said she was going to nip. Tanya said she was going to nip out for a paper, and she hasn't come back yet. I've just been out looking for her.
Isn't she supposed to be here?
Well, she's the one who told me to be here. I have no idea where. Hang on.
I hear a door.
Hang on. Yeah, that's Tanya. Hang on. Oh, I see what's going on. Okay.
Are you sure that's Tanya? Usually she's like.
It sounds like a bear attack.
Very definitely is Tanya.
Oh, it is Tanya.
There she is.
This is her idea of going out for paper when we're in Alaska. She goes out for a couple of hours skiing. I could take
And then
this
comes
jacket
back
off
without a
now.
paper.
I bet you can. Wait. Let me get my earbuds in. Here we go.
Hi, Tanya.
Hi.
I can't hear you yet.
Hi,
Hello,
Mike.
there she is.
Hi, Mike.
Hello.
Hey! It's the solstice. Almost. It's the almost solstice.
Yeah, in fact, wow, tonight is actually the longest night, isn't it? Since the solstice comes at like the wee hours of the morning tonight.
Mm-hmm. I guess so.
Yeah, so we better do something to welcome it in. Of course, more importantly, isn't it also somebody's birthday?
Well, I forgot.
Did ya?
It doesn't feel like my birthday somehow. I don't know why.
I don't know either, but hey, here is a big one to William's birthday.
Here's to William's
thank
birthday.
you. Yay.
Blink.
Nice to be here.
Yay. Well, shall we have a bit of music to welcome in the solstice?
That sounds like fun. We should get this
What
show.
a good idea.
This show that's been on the road, we should get it on the road.
Joy, health, love, and peace be all here in this place. By your leave we will sing concerning our King. icicles hang by the wall, by the wall.
And Dick the shepherd blows his nail.
And Tom bears logs into the hall.
And milk comes frozen home in pail.
When blood is nipped
And ways be foul,
the nightly sings the staring owl.
To which to a merry note, while greasy Joan doth keel the pot.
To which to a merry note, while greasy Joan doth keel the pot.
When all aloud the wind doth blow,
and coughing drowns the parson's saw.
And birds sit brooding in the snow.
and Marion's nose looks red and raw.
When roasted crabs hiss in the bowl, the nightly sings a staring owl.
To which to a merry note, while greasy Joan doth keel the pot.
To which to a merry note, while greasy Joan doth keel the pot.
Icicles hang by the wall, by the wall.
And Dick the shepherd blows his nail. And Tom bears logs into the hall. And milk comes frozen home in pail.
When blood is nipped,
And ways be foul,
The nightly sings the staring owl.
to which to a merry note, while greasy Joan doth keel the pot.
To which to a merry note, while greasy Joan doth keel the pot.
Well, that was a song that we found in a collection of Shakespearean songs, all put to appropriate tunes of the era. So, of course, it's got all kinds of Shakespearean lingo in it. But our favorite was, what was it? Roasted crabs hiss in the bowl, which refers
Yep.
to crab apples, not crabs.
Just so you know.
I actually didn't know that. Thank you. I was thinking about these poor crabs.
It's like they're out crabbing up there in the mountains of Yorkshire or something. And the tune is well, a Packington's Pound is the actual tune used for the song, right? But the opening piece is a thing called "How Blessed Are Shepherds," because shepherds are Christmassy. I mean, no matter what, they got to be, you know.
Yeah.
I think there was no punctuation in there, but I think it should have been a question mark, as in, how blessed are shepherds?
Very good question, William. Very good question.
So next up,
Are we moving? Oh, we're moving on
Yeah,
to.
moving on.
This is a song that we learned from our friend Janie Meneely, who wrote it some time ago. We were spending a Christmas on the Chesapeake Bay a few years ago, and got to do concerts with Janie. And she wrote this. It's called "Oystering Time," and it's about the people who go out oystering on the dark, cold, rainy, sleety mornings, gathering oysters with their oyster dredges, or as they like to say, their drudges, the oyster drudging. And but there used to be lots and lots of oysters on the Chesapeake Bay, and they did their best to clean them up. There, in the late 19th century, they were taking out millions of bushels of oysters, which is a bad thing because oysters clean all of the water of Chesapeake Bay several times over. So, but
So now they got really messy water. Is that
So-
it?
They do, as a matter of fact, and several really nasty, incurable diseases and all sorts of fun things. But the song is great. So
But it's a great song, and it's got a lovely chorus, and so we invite you to sing along with all of us for Oystering Time.
November, December, all winter we go, dropping our drudge in the waters below, hauling up oysters the old-fashioned way, and freezing our butts off on Chesapeake Bay. I'm gonna pull on my boots, I'm gonna button my coat, I'm gonna head for the harbor and untie my boat. The stars are still out and the sky is still grey. It's oystering time on the Chesapeake Bay. It's oystering time on the Chesapeake Bay. Sometimes it's so cold, my fingertips freeze, my teeth start to chatter, I shiver and sneeze, my feet turn to ice cubes while working all day, trudging up oysters on Chesapeake Bay. I'm gonna pull on my boots, I'm gonna button my coat, I'm gonna head for the harbor and untie my boat. The stars are still out and the sky is still grey. It's oystering time on the Chesapeake Bay. It's oystering time on the Chesapeake Bay. Sometimes there's a storm blowing over our heads, and we wish we were snug in our own little beds. But our husbands and wives would just nag us all day if we weren't drudging oysters on Chesapeake Bay. I'm gonna pull on my boots, I'm gonna button my coat, I'm gonna head for the harbor and untie my boat. The stars are still out and the sky is still grey. It's oystering time on the Chesapeake Bay. It's oystering time on the Chesapeake Bay. Our drudges, they're so full of muck. If we find any oysters at all, we're in luck. If we sold all the garbage that folks threw away, we'd get rich drudging oysters on Chesapeake Bay. I'm gonna pull on my boots, I'm gonna button my coat, I'm gonna head for the harbor and untie my boat. The stars are still out and the sky is still grey. It's oystering time on the Chesapeake Bay. It's oystering time on the Chesapeake Bay. November, December, all winter we go, dropping our drudge in the waters below, hauling up oysters the old-fashioned way, and freezing our butts off on Chesapeake Bay. I'm gonna pull on my boots, I'm gonna button my coat, I'm gonna head for the harbor and untie my boat. The stars are still out and the sky is still grey. It's oystering time on the Chesapeake Bay. It's oystering time on the Chesapeake Bay. Oystering time on the Chesapeake Bay.
Yay.
Yay!
So they cleaned all the oysters out of Chesapeake Bay, and Janie had to go off to England and live in Whitby to try and go and get some more oysters from there, because of course
That's what she's up to.
that's why she went. I never understood why she'd want to go and live in Whitby when she was in Chesapeake, but that explains everything. Clear. Now sorted.
Not because it was so close to Norwich, huh?
No, it's miles from Norwich. Everywhere's miles from
In
Norwich.
Alaskan standards.
Don't forget, if ever you want to know where Norwich is, don't forget to ask William, and he'll show you on his guitar where Norwich is. He'll be completely wrong, but he'll show you. It'll be fun.
I'm still working on that whole thing about Britain looking like a lady riding on a pig.
Pig with 12 feathers on her hat. Yeah, it's obvious.
Which they
yeah.
do a lot of in Norwich. But speaking of Norwich, good segue.
Speaking of Norwich, yes, we're going to do a really old favorite of ours, a song that I knew before I even met Mike. And yeah, not before I knew you guys,
No.
but before I met Mike. I learned this song about Norwich, and it was a song by Sidney Carter. And we're going to launch into that for the winter enjoyment of our snowbound fans out there on the internet.
We should say, though, we were wandering about Norwich in the early days. We hadn't known each other long. And you were wandering about saying, I have this tune in my head, but I don't know why. Mm-hmm. And then you said, oh, I figured out why. It's this link because I know this Bells of Norwich thing. And I turned around immediately and took her 5 minutes later to Lady Julian's Chapel, which is actually still there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I was introduced to this song, because I had heard it before after 20 years living in Norwich.
Right, but we did decide that we should actually go back to Norwich to play the song. So, here we are, in Norwich.
Loud are the bells of Norwich, and the people come and go. Here by the tower of Julian, I tell them what I know. Ring out, bells of Norwich, and let the winter come and go. All shall be well again, I know. The flower in the snow. Ring for the yellow daffodil and tell them what I know. Ring out, bells of Norwich, and let the winter come and go. All shall be well again, I know. Like the yellow daffodil is coming through the snow. Love like the yellow daffodil is Lord of all I know. Ring out, bells of Norwich, and let the winter come and go. All shall be well again, I know. and the people come and go. Here by the tower of Julian, I tell them what I know. Ring out, bells of Norwich, and let the winter come and go. All shall be well again, I know. All shall be well, I'm telling you. Let the winter come and go. All shall be well again, I know.
Nice song.
Thank you.
It's great. Lovely.
Thanks, Mr. Carter.
Yes, thank
I
you.
love the background.
Mr. Carter, yes. The good ones. I think we were in Yorkshire one year, I think, when we ran across this medieval tune from the 13th century called Winter, wie ist nu deine Kraft? Which,
That's how they say it in Yorkshire. Yeah, that's right.
Apologies to my German friends.
yeah, that's the way it is. But it was a really nice little tune, a really cool dance tune. And eventually, I think it got adopted by the hurdy-gurdy players in the room. And,
Imagine.
and at one point, it seemed like, well, actually, I was looking for lyrics, and I found that actually the song was about springtime, and it was actually kind of a song about springtime, saying like, "Take that, winter," you have no, business over here now. But anyhow, that didn't seem quite appropriate for a wintry concert, so I came up with an alternate set of lyrics, which some people might recognize. I don't know. Maybe you will. Maybe you won't. We'll see. We also pair it with a lovely tune, and I think it's also a song. I think it's a drinking song called Tordion,
Yeah,
which
it
is about
actually.
wine drink. It's a wine drinking shanty.
Except in Yorkshire, where it's a tea drinking shanty. Like.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, let's give it a listen, and it got very wintry when we put it all together. So
Yeah.
here you go.
Dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh, o'er the fields away we go, laughing, laughing all the way. Hear the bells and bobtails ringing, making every spirit bright. Oh, what fun it is to ride and sing a sleighing song tonight. Jingle, jingle, jingle bells, jingle, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Jingle, jingle, jingle bells, jingle, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Jingle, jingle, jingle bells, jingle, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh.
Oh, very, very. I love that.
Why are you waiting
What's
for
next?
William?
Now what?
Oh, this is our, okay, action. Lovely. Well,
Looking up
thank
for
you,
y'all.
guys.
Use a lot of transitions for this, you know.
Yeah, a lot of
Page turnings
transitions.
and little checkerboard things.
No, you know,
But,
I think
yeah.
we should leave in all the bugaboos because
Absolutely.
it'll make
we
it seem more
absolutely
real.
do. That's the way it works.
Or at least some of them.
Well, that
Oh,
was-
you're going to be mean and eat those right in front of us, aren't you?
Oh, what is that? Is that a Christmas present
Well,
that arrived while
since-
we weren't looking?
You see how
Oh, take
see how-
them out of the box first before you eat them.
you see how disciplined we've been because we got these days ago, but we
Oh
haven't
my
touched
God.
them till right
You're
now.
crazy.
This is
They'd all
how
been gone.
this is how we know that Christmas has arrived, because Christmas actually did arrive in the form of this wonderful tin of unopened until right now chocolate cherries
Chocolate
cherries!
from our very
Yay!
best friends and bandmates.
Aw, who are they?
So have one of those to
Ooh,
celebrate the
what's
fact.
which? What's
Christmas.
which?
Well, just have one. Stop whining.
They're
I
all
wish
gonna
we
be
could share
good.
this with all of our friends out there on the
Oh,
internet.
yeah, well,
but,
here, let me
Yeah,
grab.
there you go. Have one.
Thanks, Mike. Another reason for this gift is we
Yum.
always stop in Eastern Washington when we drive over the mountains, and we stop at Checker Cherries, and we always get, usually, their scratch and dent offerings because they're really cheap and they're delicious, just as good as the complete, perfect, beautiful ones. But this year we splurged and we sent you guys the perfect ones.
If you're not from around here, Chocolate Cherries is a wonderful
And they're online, and believe
fruit
me,
and chocolate
Wow,
and
yeah.
fabulous.
They haven't paid us for product placement, but no.
Look at that.
Camera, but there you go.
Yes.
and then you have a
Check
real
them out.
pretty tan.
Mm.
So what's
So-
next?
Well, speaking of which, Christmas has arrived.
Wow. Or at least solstice, because tonight is the longest night. But, you know, we all know that that's what the season is all about, right?
That says Christmas has arrived.
Oh, true. It
I'm
does.
trying to give you a subtle segue here so that you can be smooth and professional and say, oh yes, and speaking of which,
You're dealing with the wrong music partner for that.
see how
Wait, are we going to get French here?
well, see where
We
it
are.
says in French, yeah.
Ooh la la.
It has arrived, yes. And William is already wearing his beret, so he is prepared. And
Apologies.
of course, if our friend Anya is watching right now, we need to give her yet another, our annual big thank you to Anya for sharing this song with us in the first place. Do I have chocolate in my teeth?
Not enough.
And shall we just play this video for our friends?
Sure.
Okay, here we go.
berger étant sur la montagne, tous les bergers ont vu un messager qui leur a dit mettez-vous en campagne, qui leur a dit Noël est arrivé. Le gendre me fait mal, goûter seul, le gendre me fait mal, goûter seul, mon cheval. Le gendre me fait mal, goûter seul, le gendre me fait mal, goûter seul, mon cheval. Un gros berger qui fait sur le voyage, un gros berger s'en va à petits pas. C'est retourné un peu de ma parole, je lui ai dit Noël est arrivé. Le gendre me fait mal, goûter seul, le gendre me fait mal, goûter seul, mon cheval. Le gendre me fait mal, goûter seul, le gendre me fait mal, goûter seul, mon cheval. Réveillez-vous, mettez-vous en fenêtre, réveillez-vous, sortez des vos maisons, tout voir l'enfant qui vient de naître, réveillez-vous, Noël est arrivé. Le gendre me fait mal, goûter seul, le gendre me fait mal, goûter seul, mon cheval. Le gendre me fait mal, goûter seul, le gendre me fait mal, goûter seul, mon cheval. Le jambe me fait mal, bouter sale, le jambe me fait mal, bouter sale, mon cheval. Le jambe me fait mal, bouter sale, le jambe me fait mal, bouter sale, mon cheval. Le jambe me fait mal, bouter sale, le jambe me fait mal, bouter sale, mon cheval.
Arr. Oh. I mean, ooh la la, that was
Merveilleux.
merveilleux.
Is that ooh la la?
Ooh la
Oi la la.
What fun. That was the bear dance tossed in there for just for good measure, if you might have noticed it.
Because we didn't have
We're
enough
going to move
bear.
on to another song that we got on a UK trip from our friends Artisan. They did an album called The Season of Holly and Ivy, which was pretty much them just like reading through the Oxford Book of Christmas Carols, I believe. And
Lucky for us.
yeah, and this one definitely caught my attention because besides it being a great song, the other thing that was I noticed in the book of the Oxford Book of Christmas Carols was that this was to the tune of an old pirate ballad. It's like pirates, arr, yo ho, mateys.
Piracy and Christmas together, all in one.
Yes. So
Perfect
this
match.
is
Right?
Henry Martin is a wonderful old pirate ballad, and it's now the basis for this lovely song about Christmas, the old-fashioned kind of Christmas, and in that I mean the kind of Christmas where people actually get together in the same room, and
Don't
Eat
taunt us,
food
William.
together.
Don't taunt us.
don't have Christmases like that anymore, do you? But it talks about the Yule log and the great feasting, and it just sounds like a whole lot of fun. We wish we were there. Let's see, I don't know. As you can see, our beautiful Yule log is burning here behind us, And we got that from the enchanted Presto Forest. Because you can't be too festive, can you?
No, it's impossible to be too festive.
I think that would be about
That covers it.
Let's check out the season of Holly and Ivy.
The season of holly and ivy is here, the season of mirth and of glee. The year has come round to the hour when all men of goodwill can agree. Hail to the hour when all men agree. Oh, trim up the tree with fair silver and gold, string garlands of berries around, and with lightsome carols fill house and fill hall with their clamorous sound. Hail to their carols, gay clamorous sound. The season of holly and ivy is here, the season of mirth and of glee. The year has come round to the hour when all men of goodwill can agree. Hail to the hour when all men agree. The season of holly and ivy is here, the season of mirth and of glee. The year has come round to the hour when all men of goodwill can agree. Hail to the hour when all men agree. The table is laden with roast beef and goose, mince pie, plum pudding and ale. The Yule log is roaring its welcome to guests from both valley and dale. Hail to all guests from both valley and dale. The season of holly and ivy is here, the season of mirth and of glee. The year has come round to the hour when all men of goodwill can agree. Hail to the hour when all men agree. The season of holly and ivy is here, the season of mirth and of glee. The year has come round to the hour when all men of goodwill can agree. Hail to the hour when all men agree. Hail to the hour when all men agree. Hail to the hour when all men agree. Hail to the hour when all men
Wow, that was great, you guys.
That's it's kind of appropriate for the time, isn't it? Hail to the hour when all men agree. It would be very nice if they could do that.
If that ever happened.
It's kind of a fantasy.
Fabled time, yes.
Yeah, you don't make them like that anymore.
I remember back when. Yeah.
Speaking of back when,
Yes.
10 years ago.
I know, it's been 10 years since we did the first season of Winter's Return shows. And that's pretty incredible to me.
What, we're still speaking to each other?
That too.
from a safe distance.
Yeah.
We got that right because we got the chucker cherries.
I know. Why didn't I order us a box of those at the same time?
Should have done.
Yeah, well, we'll just have to make 2 stops next time we travel over there.
Yes, absolutely.
So this is from that performance 10 years ago, and I can't remember the name of the little hall.
Island
It's on
Center
Bainbridge
Hall.
Island.
Yeah, the
Island Center Hall,
Island
that's
Center
right.
Hall. Yeah, I think we played 5 places that first year,
Yep.
and I was trying to remember what they all were.
What
But
you really wanna
anyway,
do.
it's not a
I
memory
think we
test.
played a library and maybe the church in Suquamish.
No.
Did we play the church?
Well,
it
this
doesn't
was
matter.
by far the best place because the
Oh,
whole
such a
room, it was like
beautiful
playing
room.
inside of a great big acoustic guitar.
Yeah, it was fabulous.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Shall we?
We should point out that this was because it's so long ago. This was in the days where high definition cameras came with built-in snow.
That's true. Don't expect the sort of video resolution on this thing that we get these days with our phones. But,
This is a homemade video from 10 years ago, so it's a little fuzzy.
it is, but
It's warm and fuzzy.
Yes, warm and fuzzy like Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, but I did want to say thanks to Ron Gillmore, who was there. Ron and Mike had both just recently gotten brand new flip video cameras.
Oh.
And they set the 2 of them up on tripods on different sides of the hall, each of which had one end of our band lineup cut off by lights. So from that, we get this fabulous video. Are you guys ready to share this with our fans out there?
I
Okay,
think so.
let's go.
Here you go, guys.
You knew that was a sea shanty, didn't you? Arr, but arr. Christmas band, Christmas band. Otherwise, we'll feel silly. I saw 3 ships come sailing in on Christmas Day, on Christmas Day. I saw 3 ships come sailing in on Christmas Day in the morning. And what was in those ships all 3 on Christmas Day, on Christmas Day? What was in those ships all 3 on Christmas Day in the morning? The Virgin Mary and Christ were there on Christmas Day, on Christmas Day. The Virgin Mary and Christ were there on Christmas Day in the morning. I saw 3 ships come sailing in on Christmas Day, on Christmas Day. I saw 3 ships come sailing in on Christmas Day in the morning. Pray with the sail, those ships all 3 on Christmas Day, on Christmas Day. Pray with the sail, those ships all 3 on Christmas Day in the morning. They sail into Bethlehem on Christmas Day, on Christmas Day. They sail into Bethlehem on Christmas Day in the morning. Saw 3 ships come sailing in on Christmas Day, on Christmas Day. Saw 3 ships come sailing in on Christmas Day in the morning. And all the bells on earth shall ring on Christmas Day, on Christmas Day. And all the bells on earth shall ring on Christmas Day in the morning. And all the angels and angels sing on Christmas Day, on Christmas Day. All the angels and angels sing on Christmas Day in the morning. Let us all rejoice with me on Christmas Day, on Christmas Day. Let us all rejoice with me on Christmas Day in the morning. All 3 ships come sailing in on Christmas Day, on Christmas Day. All 3 ships come sailing in on Christmas Day in the morning. All 3 ships come sailing in on Christmas Day, on Christmas Day. All 3 ships come sailing in on Christmas Day in the morning.
Well, those were the days.
Well, yeah, it's so much fun looking back to 10 years ago. And I bet we have some of the same people in our audience this afternoon who were in that audience 10 years ago.
Quite
I wouldn't be
I
a
hope
bit
so.
surprised.
Hope someone's out there. Are you
Yeah,
out
right?
there?
Hello? Hello?
Better be. Well, we are really happy to, whoever's there, we're so happy to be sharing this concert with you.
Absolutely. Well, and in honor of sharing music with people, we're going to share a little bit of whiskey. I don't know if you guys would like a little bit too.
Oh, I would, how, wait a minute.
Pour me some.
What if we,
Hang on.
What a
There you
good
go.
idea.
You ready?
Thank you.
oh, yeah, sure, let's try this.
Here you go. Okay.
Okay.
Good.
Whoa.
Sorry, did I spill?
That's perfect. Thank you.
Here's one I prepared earlier.
So here's to sharing music and good times on William's birthday and the solstice.
Yay.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Arr.
Yay!
I'm trying to
It's a
clink,
good
dear.
clink.
Oh, sorry.
She's so keen to drink it, she wasn't going to clink me.
Heck with you. You're slowing down my drinking time.
Yeah.
Ah.
So we have one more song to finish off this set with, and then I think we're going to take a little intermission, aren't we?
We are.
I think so,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And then we'll be back with more nonsense.
We will. So we're going to finish off the set with another great favorite Solstice song of ours that we picked up from Karen Gillmore, the other half to Ron Gillmore, whose flip camera we were talking about earlier.
Yep.
And they were both in that Three Ships video that we just had. They're sitting on the front row, singing along, having a great time. But this one is a song that Karen wrote for the solstice, and we just fell in love with it.
Yep, it's a wonderful song.
We ready to roll
It's a
this?
good one.
Okay, here we go, everybody.
All right. Yay.
The world is turning on the hinge of the sun. The year is turning. Soon the longest night will be done. World, sun, moon, stars dance in the circles of night. Wind, tide, tree, storm sing in the cycles of light. The wind is turning on the hinge of the storm. The snow is turning, whispering you soon will be warm. World, sun, moon, stars dance in the circles of night. Wind, tide, tree, storm sing in the cycles of light. The rain is turning on the hinge of a cloud. The sun is turning. Soon you will be singing out loud. World, sun, moon, stars dance in the circles of night. Wind, tide, tree, storm sing in the cycles of light. The tide is turning on the hinge of the sea. The moon the cycles of light. The stone is turning, following the earth as she weaves. World, sun, moon, stars dance in the circles of night. Wind, tide, tree, stone sing in the cycles of light. The past is turning on the hinge of the now. My mind is turning. Soon I'll be remembering how. World, sun, moon, stars dance in the circles of night. Wind, tide, tree, stone sing in the cycles of light. World, sun, moon, stars dance in the circles of night. Wind, tide, tree, stone sing in the cycles of light. Like the world, like the sun, like the moon, gleaming like the stars, dance in the circles of night. The wind, the tide, the trees, growing like the stone, sing in the cycles of light. Sing in the cycles of light. Sing in the cycles of light.
Well, thank you, Karen, for that wonderful song.
Yes, which we love more than ever. Well, guys, is it break time?
I think it is break time, but we'll be back soon.
Well, before we go, I would just want to make sure that, we tell all of our audience, whoever is out there listening to us, that we really appreciate you joining us. We miss seeing you in person so very much. And of course, as always, the concerts, we do it for free, but we do invite you to make contributions should you so choose. And each pair of us have a Streamer Links site, and I'll put the text for that up on the intermission window. We'll see you at the other side.
Thank you. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's have a break.
Welcome back to part 2 of our virtual holiday concert. Before we start, let's make this official. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Right. We have a pie. There are no candles in it, but they're behind us.
Yes.
So now we have to do this right.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear William. Happy birthday to you. And many, 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 many more.
Oh, thank you.
Would you like to blow the candles out?
I feel
Two of them already blew themselves out.
it would need a mighty wind. I could try. 1,
Here we
2,
go.
3.
Wow, well done.
They
By
don't
the
call
way-
me Billy Long Lungs for nothing.
Since we are in Alaska, I should mention for people watching that you have just witnessed a menorah borealis.
Oh, Mike.
Okay.
Okay.
So back to our
Follow that.
scheduled program.
Oh, music. Yes.
Music, yes. What have we next?
We have.
We have a
we
beret
have this.
straightening shanty.
Yeah. Okay. Do
There
that. This is a song that I've been familiar with for many, many, many years. Started first doing it with Paul Smith and Bob Cotta many years ago. We got it from Robin Williamson. Actually, a recording by Robin Williamson of. We call it Oak Logs, but it's also called the Woodcutter's Song, more properly. And if you're looking for firewood or thinking of investing in firewood, you take some notes here because this has got some very good advice, sage wisdom for logs to buy and logs to avoid. And we can say definitively that
we did not listen closely enough to this song.
we got some bad firewood
It
sometimes.
was fireproof, actually.
We need to update this with a verse about Presto logs, but
We haven't gotten around to it yet.
But in the meantime, this will do.
Okay.
Woodcutter's Song.
Oak logs will warm you well, that are old and dry. Logs of pine will sweetly smell, but the sparks will fly. Birch logs will burn too fast, chestnuts scarce at all, sir, and hawthorn logs are known to last, that are cut down in the fall, sir. Surely you will find there's none compare with the hardwood logs that are cut in winter time, sir. Holly logs will burn like wax, you can burn them green. Elm logs burn like smoldering flax, with no flames to be seen. Beech logs for winter time, yew logs as well, sir. Green alder logs, it is a crime for any man to sell, sir. Surely you will find there's none compare with the hardwood logs that are cut in winter time, sir. Pear logs and apple logs, they will scent your room. Cherry logs across the dogs smell like flowers in bloom. But ash logs, smooth and gray, buy them green or old, sir, and buy up all that come your way, for they're worth their weight in gold, sir. Surely you will find there's none compare with the hardwood logs that are cut in winter time, sir. Surely you will find, surely you will find, there's none compare with the hardwood logs that are cut in winter time.
Well, it's funny that you always thought that was about firewood, because I always thought it was about a luthier's song about banjos and hurdy-gurdies and what timbers to use.
Of course. And of course we could
I thought
do
you were going to
the
say wooden shoes.
clogs.
Well, I've always called it clogs, yeah.
Clogs.
Oh,
Yeah.
clogs.
Well, and every time we come to the line about Yule logs, I want to say Yule logs,
Right.
but I don't. I think.
With strain.
Who would know?
Restrain yourself. Yeah.
Memory lane time.
It is. It's memory lane time again, harkening back because it's William's birthday and it's our 10th anniversary doing the Winter's Return show, and it's all very celebratory.
It really
There's our party
is.
hats.
That's an excuse. I'll drink to that.
Good thing. Oh,
There's the
Mike's
party hat. Awesome.
Good thing we put out the candles first.
Just the fumes around here. Yeah.
No, he's flinging his hat around here, and he was gonna.
Oh, that too.
Yes. Well, shall we go back 10 years and see how we started this show originally with that concert?
Says on my list here, which I subtly have off camera so people don't know I'm reading from it, it says, don't forget to mention donations.
Donations. We did that just as we went into the break, but if anybody's still wondering, we'll put some texts in the chat.
Yes, absolutely. Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Secure
Let
links.
us take you back now.
Yeah. Back.
wonderful song in the true Christmas tradition of give us beer and cheese or we'll trash your yard. And we'll come back tomorrow and do it again.
Or we'll sing carols at you until you feed us.
Until you submit.
Yeah.
Well, here's a completely different Christmas setting. This is a song we got from David Pablo Cohn, who lives in Port Townsend, Washington. And we met him a few years ago. And he contacted us afterwards and says, I have this song that you might be interested in. And the reason was because he had spent 2 Christmases on a icebreaker down in the Drake Passage, which is the piece of water between Cape Horn and Antarctica. So it's definitely rough going. And we just thought it was a terrific song, not just because of the novel setting and the idea that there's this crew on this ship who are dealing with these extreme conditions and still celebrating the holidays, but it really made us think about the whole situation of being in a really dangerous position, dangerous times, and yet
Here we are.
with the right kind of preparation and care and cooperation and people working together, you can survive really treacherous things. So these guys are out there in incredibly harsh conditions with 30-foot waves, and yet they're in an icebreaker and it's safe and warm inside, and they're making their way through these hard times, and they'll come out the end and be safe on solid ground again. We thought it was kind of inspiring, and it's a terrific song. Thank you, Pablo, for writing this.
Oh, also, we should thank Pablo for the pictures and video.
Oh, that's right.
Right, yes.
We have used in this. I do want to make one small disclaimer. I do not guarantee that all the faces will necessarily match the names in the song, because, some of it's guessing. And just putting things in because they looked good. And I can guarantee that when he talks about the captain, that the face on the screen is not the captain's.
Well, I hope you don't get in trouble for this. Okay.
Okay.
But it is wonderful to have these people and put faces to these names in the song. I was so pleased with this. I think that just came out great. I hope that you enjoy it as well. So this is called Christmas in the Drake.
Oh, the sea, she isn't angry. It's just how she speaks her mind. So you keep a hand out for the rail, and you keep an eye behind. For the deck is rolling like the clouds, and it's hard to keep your feet. And you wonder what you're doing here amid the spray and sleet. And you'd be mad to go aloft, but it's nothing she can't take. For it's warm below and quite a show, spending Christmas in the Drake. Oh, the Palmer, she's a solid girl. She'll ride whatever comes. And the captain knows his way out here. He ain't too fond of rum. Oh, Lauro and his boys will keep the back deck buckled down, and the diesels and the pumps until we're back on solid ground. And we are listing 30 starboard, but it's nothing she can't take. For it's warm below and quite a show, spending Christmas in the Drake. Now Toshiana's got our stocking stuffed to pass the time. And Carrie always has a tune, and Roger makes it rhyme. Young Andy in the galley does the best a boy can do. Cooking on a tilt-a-whirl to make our Christmas stew. And we're heaving like a bucking bronc, but it's nothing she can't take. For it's warm below and quite a show, spending Christmas in the Drake. Southwest, and we'll take it on the chin. Blue water sweeping on the deck, but it ain't coming in. And we'll reminisce of loves at home and raise a cup of tea to the ship and to our brothers and our sisters here at sea. And the storm is blowing sideways, but it's nothing we can't take. For it's warm below and quite a show, spending Christmas in the Drake. For it's warm below and quite a show, spending Christmas in the Drake.
Well, let's see. Exit.
No idea.
I can see you.
Yeah, well.
I'm so glad you can see us. Where's my Skype screen? Don't you just love the technology?
Touring is so easy. Oh my God, touring is
Show
so
up,
easy. You just drive a few hundred
tune,
miles and you park
Play
and
a couple songs.
you eat something, you play a few songs, and you eat some more, and then you drive some more. And
Yeah. Yeah, I know. Remember when it just took us a couple of days to play a single gig instead of months?
yeah,
On the bright side, literally glass half full. We can drink. We don't have to drive.
That's
true.
That is
Yeah,
true. In
yeah.
fact, I will raise a glass to that.
All right. True.
Yeah,
There we go then.
absolutely, yeah.
Rah.
Cheers.
Here's to
A
glass
toast.
more than half fulls. Hey, can I get a top up on this?
Absolutely done.
Maybe after the next song.
Okay. So what's next, guys?
Whoa, good question. Where are we into?
It's
Christians and pagans.
another song extremely appropriate for these times about people on polar opposite sides coming together and getting on okay, which is again would be a lovely dream one day.
Yes,
Yeah,
it sure
the good
will.
old days. Yeah.
Yeah, a song by Dar Williams, which the first time I heard it, I absolutely had to have it because, well, I live in one of those households where we've got everybody celebrating different things all together. And, well, not this year. This year we'll be lucky to get together on Skype or on Zoom or wherever we go. Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm still figuring out the technology
Focus,
side.
dear.
Exit
Pay
full
attention.
So
Smiles
here-
away.
So here is a song by Dar Williams that Felicia and I managed to get together for across our 1,500 miles, did we figure it was, of social
Close
distancing?
enough, yeah.
Something like that, anyway.
1,500 miles over glaciers, volcanoes, and
Yeah.
God knows what else.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
borders.
Yeah, so here we go. A song by Dar Williams.
uncle said, we're up here for the holiday. Jane and I were having solstice, now we need a place to stay. And her Christ-loving uncle watched his wife hang angels on a tree, and watched his son hang candy canes, all made with red dye number 3. He told his niece, it's Christmas Eve, I know our life is not your style. She said, Christmas is like solstice, and we miss you, and it's been a while. So the Christians and the pagans sat together at the table, finding faith and common ground the best that they were able. And just before the meal was served, hands were held and prayers were said, sending hope for peace on earth to all their gods and goddesses. Was great, the tree plugged in, the meal had gone without a hitch, until Timmy turned to Amber and said, is it true that you're a witch? His mom jumped up and said, the pies are burning, and she hit the kitchen, and it was Jane who spoke. She said, it's true, your cousin's not a Christian. But we love trees, we love the snow, the friends we have, the world we share. And you find magic from your God, and we find magic everywhere. So the Christians and the pagans sat together at the table, finding faith and common ground, the best that they were able. And where does magic come from? I think magic's in the learning, because now when Christians sit with pagans, only pumpkin pies are burning. When Amber tried to do the dishes, her aunt said, really, no, don't bother. Amber's uncle saw how Amber looked like Tim and like her father. He thought about his brother, they hadn't spoken in a year. He thought he'd call him up and say, it's Christmas and your daughter's here. As he thought of fathers, brothers, sons, his own son tugged his sleeve, saying, can I be a pagan? Dad said, we'll discuss that when they leave. But the Christians and the pagans sat together at the table, finding faith and common ground, the best that they were able. Lighting trees in darkness, learning new ways from the old, and making sense of history, and drawing warmth out of the cold.
Another solstice song, this one written by another friend of ours on the other coast, on the East Coast. Jennifer Cutting wrote this song called The Song of Solstice. She is a wonderful person that we met when we were hanging around in the Washington, D.C. area. Jennifer works at the Library of Congress in the Folklife Division, and is also a great songwriter and band leader, and runs a wonderful organization called Ocean Orchestra. And she wrote this for...
Oh, she wanted a solstice song, and she couldn't find any that she liked. So she wrote it. And we love this song. We've done it in a couple different iterations, and this is the latest version.
This was a last-minute inspiration, of...
Went wham, bam, and it was done. So
Yeah.
I hope you like it. And we really hope that Jennifer likes it, because she has not heard this. So
I hope she's watching.
Me too. Me too.
Hello, Jennifer. If so,
Hi, Jennifer. We miss you.
thank you. Well, let's do this.
shortest day and the darkest hour. Praises as a newborn son journeys back to its full power. Raise the song, solstice high, through the wind and weather. Welcome Yule with frost and fire, and sing we all together. Blessed be the darkness deep, all we learn there well worth knowing. As below the seed's long sleep nourished hope for springtime's growing. Praise the song, solstice high, through the wind and weather. Welcome you with frost and fire, and sing we all together. Troubles of the old year past, burning in the oaken fire, making way for greater gifts, glowing with our heart's desire. Raise the song, solstice high, through the wind and weather. Welcome you with frost and fire, and sing we all together. Merry meet and merry part, merry meet we all again. Strangers only at the start, now our friends until the end. And raise the song, solstice high, through the wind and weather. Welcome Yule with frost and fire, and sing we all together. Praise the song, solstice high, through the wind and weather. Welcome Yule with frost and fire, and sing we all together.
Well, we have a couple of more songs to share with you this solstice eve afternoon. Is that what we call it?
I guess so. Yeah.
This next one is a song that I learned many, many, many years ago, and it was written by Stanley Greenthal, who's a friend of all of us. You've met Stanley, right?
Nope.
Okay,
Lovely
he's friend
guy.
of most of us.
He's a mere legend to me, but in 25 years I don't think I've ever met him. Unless he was at William and Felicia's wedding.
Oh, that's possible.
I think he was there.
At the he is a
So-
northwest, mainstay of the music scene here. Has been for many, many, many years.
When winter comes unweary, and the days grow short and dark, and minds and hearts grow troubled, and fear lies in the breast, when there's time enough for worry, and sighs come long and hard, time to listen with a feeling for the music in your heart. Oh, the music in your heart. Oh, the music in your heart. While the night wind comes a-calling, hear the music in your heart. Now some will eat and drink, while others sit and wait for to pass away the hours, while still searching for a sign. But the sign I know is given. I can feel it even yet. It's the sound of a heart singing. It's the music in your heart. Oh, the music in your heart. Oh, the music in your heart. It is there amidst your troubles. It's the music in your heart. Now the land outside is sleeping, with the growing season done, and the fruits of harvest gathered. Now winter's time has come. We will gather one another as we go along our ways, for to give each one the song we bear, the music in our hearts. Oh, the music in our hearts. Oh, the music in our hearts, for to bind us fast together with the music in our hearts. Oh, the music in our hearts. Oh, the music in our hearts, casting light upon the darkness with the music in our hearts.
Well, there's another thank you to Stanley Greenthal for writing that beautiful song for us.
Here's to Stanley.
You just wanted another excuse.
Yeah.
Another.
Yeah. He's got
I'm
me
going to
sus.
toast the Beatles, Elvis Presley, and Stanley Greenthal, and you can take that out if you want. That's okay.
Are you kidding? I'm not taking that out. Well, I'm going to toast all of our listeners and everybody who's been joining us here for this great Solstice Eve celebration, because we are really delighted that everybody's here, and we miss playing for you live so much.
But it's so nice to be able to share some music together even in this setting.
Yeah,
and
it's really, really wonderful.
And this has been terrific just to get together and hang out and chat for this long.
Across the miles, burn through our data allowance, sending files back and forth.
Yeah, we need to talk about that. Okay. So we got one more song, and a
bit.
Well, it's one more song because Tanya and I love Pagans Canon, and it fits so beautifully on hurdy-gurdy and violin, and she worked so hard to come up with a part that would fit on hurdy-gurdy that it seems a shame not to do it.
Yeah, so we have to do that for sure.
Yep.
And we have joined it up with the classic song, The Boar's Head Carol.
What?
Oh, didn't he tell you about this?
No.
I'm saying nothing. I'm saying absolutely nothing.
What have you done to our beautiful Pagans Canon?
I'm neutral. I should have a white flag. I don't know what I did with it. I had a white flag somewhere.
Yes, well, we've it just went too well not to do.
I suppose. Okay, then.
Oh, the boar's head and their eye. Oh, the boar's head and their eye. Oh, the boar's head and their eye. Oh, the boar's head and their eye, bedecked with bay and rosemary.
And pray, my masters, be merry, priestess in convivio.
Caput apre de ferro, redens laudes domino. Caput apre de ferro, redens laudes domino. Oh, the boar's head, as I understand, is the rarest dish in all the land.
Which must be decked with a gay garland. Let us servir a cantico.
Caput apre de ferro, redens laudes domino. Caput apre de ferro, Raidens laudes Domino. Servedis in reginense atrio, caput opere de ferro, Raidens laudes Domino, caput opere de ferro, Raidens laudes Domino, caput opere de ferro, caput opere de ferro. Oh, the boys hand in hand bedecked with bay and rosemary, and I pray you, my masters, be merry. Quiestis in convivio, caput opere de ferro, Raidens laudes Domino, caput opere de ferro, Raidens laudes Domino. Domino, caput opere de ferro, Raidens laudes Domino. Now Christmas shall pass, Twelvetide is the last, and we bid you adieu. Great joy to the new.
Well, I would like to start out by saying thank you to Tanya for all the work she's done on the videos and just all those fabulous things that have come about, and helping William do fabulous things with videos. And
that stuff is hard. I'm telling you, it is not easy to do. And I think you've done a great job, Tanya. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Oh,
and Mike, you've been
you
nice too, but you know.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, the sound just happened by magic.
I did. It's all magic. There's no tweaking necessary because we're
It
just
always
that
does, yeah.
good.
Well, love to you guys.
Love
and
to you
love
back.
to everybody out there
Yep,
in
here's to everybody.
computer land.
Hopes for a much
better,
much
nicer,
better New
kinder,
Year than this
gentler,
last crappy
healthier.
year.
Oh, yeah, please. May 21 be a much more sensible time for all of us.
Yes.
Everyone.
Happy Solstice.
All the best things.
Happy Solstice. No
The days are
no
getting
exceptions.
longer. Hooray.
Yep.
And may they be good days for
Yep,
everybody.
Absolutely. Yep. So
Yay.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
Thank you for
See
coming.
you around the hood.
Yeah.
Yay.
All right.